Tom and Nancy have been on the hit TV show Mountain Men, which you can find on the History Channel.
How real are reality TV shows? The American TV series Mountain Men showcased the raw experience of surviving on mountains. However, behind the scenes, many events unfold. Nancy Oar, one of the cast members, has decided to confirm the rumors swirling around the reality show for decades. What has he revealed, and where is he now? Let's find out. The truth about Tom Oar's whereabouts. A rumor circulated on the internet claiming that Tom Oar from Mountain Men was dead. As opposed to the unauthorized claims, Tom Oar is alive and well. If you think his being alive and well is false, then there is proof. According to Kendra Schneiderman, who recently celebrated his 81st birthday with Tom Oar and his family, the legend continues to live a peaceful life, surrounded by loved ones. Another proof that confirms the legend being alive has come from his sister-in-law, Connie Oar. Connie Oar has publicly stated, "Today is December 21, 2024. Tom Oar just left my house as I wanted to give him popcorn balls that Jack and I made. It is our family tradition each Christmas. Tom was just headed to check his traps that are on property he owns across the road from our home. He is doing fine. In fact, his snowmobile is not working. He is checking his trap line on foot. He did not die." Also, a recent post from the Tom Oar Mountain Men fan group Facebook page this year further confirms that Tom Oar is alive. Tom Oar has lived in the remote Yak Valley of northwest Montana for almost half a century, far removed from the modern system. Together, he and his wife, Nancy Oar, live by trapping, tanning hides, and creating unique, primitive crafts from materials found in nature. Tom and Nancy Oar both lived in the same log cabin they built by hand more than 40 years ago. Although the old couple didn't look like they had any intention of ever leaving, they still did. Even in his 80s, the legend battled the challenges that came with rugged living. In season 11, Tom Oar experienced health issues. He battled shortness of breath and fluid accumulation in his lungs due to his heart not pumping efficiently. According to a source, the health challenges the legend faced may have impacted his ability to participate fully in the demanding lifestyle showcased on the show. However, the living legend decided to leave Mountain Men. His decision made fans curious as to what the legend was currently up to. After being a crucial part of the show, which started airing in 2012, Tom Oar finally decided to hang up his boots. He and his wife lived in the remote Yak River Valley for a while before he finally decided to return back to the city. As he grew older, Tom Oar unfortunately experienced hardship coping with life in the secluded region close to the Idaho border. So he decided to call it quits and move to Florida with Nancy Oar. The two old couples did speak about how their sudden move felt like. They both acknowledged that life in their new environment was quite different after living in the mountains for 35 years. Now that the rumors concerning his death have been cleared, let us dive next into the legend's background. Who exactly is Tom Oar? Tom Oar was born in 1943 in Rockford, Illinois. There isn't much information concerning his background, but one thing remains sure. Tom Oar was deeply influenced by his father, Chike Oar. His father was a celebrated figure in the U.S. Wild West shows of the late 19th century. His father's path explains how easily Tom Oar can fit into a rugged life. This familial connection to frontier life instilled in Tom Oar a passion for rugged living and traditional skills from an early age. Growing up, Tom Oar was also deeply immersed in the culture of the American West, which in fact shaped the legend's interests and career choices. His father's legacy as a performer in Wild West shows gave Tom Oar unique insights into the skills and lifestyle of historical frontiersmen, fostering a deep appreciation for self-sufficiency and a life closely connected to nature. Tom Oar stands at a height of 6 feet and weighs 80 kilograms. Now let's talk about his career. Tom's professional journey. Tom Oar's professional journey began when he developed an interest in rodeo. He spent over 2 decades as a bronc rider, mastering the art of taming wild horses. This period honed his resilience and deepened his understanding of animal behavior, skills that later proved invaluable. We traveled all over the Midwest from Michigan to Missouri. I trick rode until I was 15 and my dad and brother quit the show, but I stayed with it. I had known since I was 3 years old that I wanted to be a bull rider. When I was about 10, Jerry Partlow, the owner of the rodeo company we worked for, started running a steer in the chutes for me to ride, and that's how I became a rodeo cowboy. After retiring from rodeo, Tom Oar turned to a life of simplicity that would shield him from the bustling society. He, along with his wife Nancy Oar, relocated to the remote Yak River Valley in northwestern Montana. It was in this place that Tom Oar embraced a self-sufficient lifestyle, becoming a master tanner and craftsman, utilizing traditional Native American methods to create buckskin clothing and other handcrafted items. In 2012, Tom Oar joined the American TV reality show Mountain Men. When the first season aired, he remained on the show for all 8 seasons. His wife Nancy is also a recurring cast member. Tom Oar is one of 12 people who served as the main cast of the show, and out of the 12, he is one of the 3 original cast members. The cast members of the show all live in different locations around the country. During the first 2 seasons of Mountain Men, Tom Oar wore a hat he crafted himself from 100% beaver felt hat blank, sourced from Will Stringfellow. He also handcrafted the beaded hat band, adding a personal touch to his attire. This hat is a men's size 7 and, in some instances, has been accompanied by an autographed photo of Tom Oar himself. Even after he left the show, he continued living his life as he had. According to him, "The show hasn't changed me so far to any great degree. I do get more orders than I ever have before. I could never keep up with all the business we've had in the past year. When we make a jacket or a buckskin pair of pants, it's all hand-sewn. We don't use a sewing machine." Considering Tom Oar's lifestyle choice, one might wonder if the legend is earning a substantial amount. Well, let's find out. According to biography, Tom Oar earned up to $5,000 per episode. This suggests that his earnings may have varied over time or been influenced by different factors. According to a few sources, Tom Oar's net worth this year ranges between $200,000 and $250,000. This is definitely shocking and a surprise to many, since fans and viewers believe that life in the wilderness is all about survival. The legend's wealth primarily comes from his role on the History Channel's Mountain Men, where he reportedly earned about $15,000 per episode. Aside from his shocking net worth, fans are also curious about the legend's property. In an interview this year, Tom Oar revealed, "I only have 6 acres, but beyond that, it's all open land. I don't have to ask permission to hunt or trap." He highlighted the vast public lands surrounding his property. Other sources claim that Tom Oar's property spans 17 acres, emphasizing his commitment to an off-the-grid lifestyle in the Rocky Mountains. Regardless of this legend's financial success, Tom Oar has remained committed to a modest and self-sufficient lifestyle. His home in the Yak River Valley reflects his values of simplicity and harmony with nature, embodying the principles he has lived by for decades. Even if there are no articles about Tom Oar's interests in charity or his philanthropic contributions, the legend has left a lasting legacy, and this lies in his dedication to preserving traditional crafts and promoting a self-sufficient lifestyle. Through his public appearances and work on Mountain Men, Tom Oar has inspired countless individuals to appreciate and learn the values of wilderness survival, sustainability, and traditional craftsmanship. His life serves as a tribute to a disappearing way of living, a life where humans live in harmony with nature, relying on their skills and ingenuity. Tom Oar is happily married to his wife, Nancy Oar. Let's dive next into the old couple's relationship. Tom Oar and Nancy Oar. Tom Oar and Nancy Oar have 2 children. Unfortunately, their daughter Keely Oar passed away in 2015. Their son Chad Oar has occasionally been featured in discussions about Tom Oar's life, even when the family generally maintains a private life away from the spotlight. Tom Oar and his wife moved to Montana after they both visited a friend and fell in love with the area. Tom Oar was 35 years old while Nancy was 30. They had lived in Rockford and in a log cabin near the Pecatonica River. The legend rode bulls and saddle broncs in rodeos and broke and trained horses on a family farm near Byron, while Nancy packed boxes for North American van lines. Nancy Oar has 2 brothers, Chuck and Tom Klaba, and they both live in Rockford. After they had moved to the remote area for the first 17 years of their lives, they had neither electricity nor running water. Nancy Oar lugged 5-gallon pails of water for their use. "At least I had a well," she said. Tom Oar and Nancy Oar are both from northern Illinois. The legend once told American Cowboy, "There came a point in our life where we figured the majority of rodeoing was over, and we wanted to move to Montana and build a log house. So we bought a chainsaw in Illinois to build a house with when we got here." The couple has lived in their hand-built home for over 34 years. They moved from a further off-the-road location about 9 miles away 16 years ago to a 1,500-square-foot log house. The house has electricity and running water. It is in the Kootenai National Forest in the northwest corner of Montana and the northeast corner of Idaho on the Canadian border. The West Fork of the Yak River runs 70 feet below their property, and the Purcell Mountains are at their back. "It feeds our soul," Nancy Oar once revealed about its scenery. "The other day it was 20 degrees and warmed up to 82 degrees in the afternoon," Tom Oar said. 50-degree temperature swings aren't unusual, Nancy added. The History Channel discovered Tom Oar and Nancy Oar through a film production company representative who knew a friend of theirs. Their friend, who operates Linehan Outfitting Company based in Troy, Montana, guided hunters and fishermen and owned cabins near where the Oars live. As part of the filming for the 8-show series, Tom Oar was followed by a camera staff to a Mountain Man rendezvous gathering. At such events, about 5,000 people flock to a camp in the mountains where attendees dress in 1840s clothing and sleep in teepees or tents. Tom Oar travels to the 10-day gatherings once or twice a summer, including New Mexico. He sells the hides he has tanned at the events and also mails the animal hides from their home. Before the producers of Mountain Men discovered him, he lived for a long time in Troy, Montana, in the woods near the Yak River, where he earned money by making moccasins and different types of clothing, all made from tanned animal skins. The proceeds from the sale of his clothes were what he and his wife survived on. The food he got from the hunt meant they didn't have to do much grocery shopping, which would have been very difficult for them as they lived far away from a grocery store. Tom Oar and his wife Nancy Oar both make their living from tanning hides. The couple also creates traditional buckskin moccasins, pants, shirts, and jackets. When the legend discussed his craft with American Cowboy, he said that he pretty much does what the Indians did over 200 years ago. He maintains buckskin, which is tanned with animal brain, and it's almost like cloth rather than leather. The moccasins are lightweight and allow your feet to breathe so they don't get sweaty. When he once asked about his plans of moving, he replied, "We don't have any plans to move," Tom said in a telephone interview. "We want to live here as long as we can," Nancy said. Tom Oar has also said that his lifestyle isn't for many. "It's hard," he said. Nancy Oar added further, "Being self-employed is iffy, and we don't have health or house insurance." However, they know they are aging, and Tom Oar's children and grandchildren in Florida want the couple to live near them, Tom revealed. "We're not there yet," Nancy said. She also said she hopes viewers of Mountain Men will come away with a sense that they are in control of their lives. Maybe people can look at their own lives and find happiness and satisfaction. As for Tom, she knows he's in his element. He is doing what he loves, she said. He is a free-spirited person. As earlier revealed, the couple later did finally decide to go to Florida, and they are presently residing there with their family. Let's dive last into the American TV series Mountain Men and its cast members. Mountain Men and its cast members. The popular series Mountain Men is an American reality television series on History Channel that premiered on May 31, 2012. The Mountain Men shows us the lives of people who have chosen to live off the grid and away from civilization. The following are its cast members. Eustace Conway was featured from seasons 1 to 12. Marty Maiorato was featured from seasons 1 to 8, then from seasons 13 to present. Tom Oar was featured from season 1 to present. Charlie Tucker, seasons 2 to 3. George Michaud only featured in season 2. Rich Lewis, seasons 2 to 6. Kyle Bell, seasons 3 to 4. Morgan Beasley, seasons 4 to 9. Jason Hawke, seasons 5 to 9. Brent Jameson only featured in season 6. Margaret Stern, seasons 6 to 8. Jake Herrick, season 7 to present. Mike Horseman was featured from seasons 7 to 11 and from season 13 to present. Harry Urin, seasons 8 to 12. Kid Urin, seasons 8 to 12, and Josh Kirk, seasons 9 to 11. Eustace Robinson Conway was born on September 15, 1961. He is an American naturalist and was a featured personality on the History Channel show Mountain Men. At age 17, Conway left home so that he could live in a teepee in the woods. He has hiked the entire Appalachian Trail and claims to have set the world record of 103 days for crossing the United States on horseback from the Atlantic to the Pacific. However, according to the New York Times and Los Angeles Times of the day, as well as the book Bud and Me, the record for crossing the North American continent on horseback was 62 days. This journey was made by Bud and Temple Abernathy, aged 11 and 7, who rode 3,619 miles, equivalent to 5,824 kilometers from New York City to San Francisco, on an equestrian journey which started in August 1911. Eustace Conway resides on a parcel of land in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, which he calls Turtle Island. There, he hosts people and teaches them basic wilderness survival skills. Additionally, he earns an income using ancient techniques to harvest firewood. Threatened by a lien against his land, Conway fights to maintain ownership. Marty Mayorotto was born on July 10, 1966, in northern Wisconsin. He is the son of Thomas T. Mayorotto and Karen Mayorotto. Marty Mayorotto has two siblings, Jeff Mayorotto and Steve Mayorotto, born in 1985. Marty and his brother Jeff drove to Alaska, where there was an abundance of animals. They initially wanted to trap fur in the cold state for a short period, but as time went by, Marty Mayorotto fell in love with the land and decided to extend his stay. Eventually, Marty Mayorotto's trapping work caught the attention of the History Channel television producers. They approached him with a proposal to start a documentary series showcasing his trapping skills. So, Marty Mayorotto landed an opportunity to make more money while showcasing his passion on the series Mountain Men, which began airing in 2012 on History Channel. Marty Mayorotto resides in the small Alaskan town of Two Rivers with his wife Dominique and daughter Noah. Once a month, Marty Mayorotto flies his Piper PA-18A 150 Super Cub aircraft with Tundra tires to his cabin on the Dranjik River in the Alaska North Slope. While he is there, he uses a snowmobile to tend to his animal traps, which he uses to collect furs. Rich Lewis, a mountain lion hunter, resides in Montana's Ruby Valley with his wife Diane. Rich Lewis was born in southwestern Idaho in January 1954. His love for nature began at a very early age, when he would explore the neighboring mountains rather than participate in extracurricular events at school. As Rich Lewis advanced in age, he moved to Ruby Valley, Montana, where he has been living for nearly 30 years. Rich Lewis's love of nature became a local sensation among residents of Ruby Valley and the surrounding areas as he participated in several acts of heroism, including putting out wildfires and saving cattle from predators. In 2012, he signed a contract with the History Channel to appear on the TV series Mountain Men. His first debut on the show aired in 2013, and he has appeared in a total of 83 episodes. He pursues his passion for tracking mountain lions there with the help of a team of hounds. During Season 6, he said he was getting too old to be doing this. He did not return for Season 7. George Michaud, a fur trapper, camps along the Snake River and Teton Range in Idaho. He has been devoted to the outdoors and to the Native American way of life since he was a boy, using centuries-old trapping and hunting techniques. George Michaud even discovered a method of trapping small game known as the promontory peg that was thought to have been lost to time. He will now begin another season of trapping in the Tetons, depending only on his wits and a team of skilled hunting dogs. Charlie Tucker, a fur trapper, resides near